Hello everyone, I am Sakshi Dhanokar. Today we will discuss about the clinical trial. So what is the clinical trials guys? So clinical trials is a study of process which are undergo on a human subject. Clinical trial is are only a small part of a research that goes to the developing a new treatment. For example, potential drug for first have to be discovered, then purified, characterized, and then tested in a lab, in a cell or animal studies. For before you ever undergoing clinical trials, so that drug are undergo before the clinical trial in a non-clinical trial. So clinical trials are the excess use, or it consists the large number of years for the uh, in a clinical trial, we undergo or prospective biomedical studies or behavioral research studies on a human participant, or designed to answer the specific question about the biomedical or behavioral studies of a human. So, what is a biomedical and the behavioral studies of drug? So, behavior study, that is the body response to the drug, that is called as a behavior study of a drug, and the drug act on organs or receptor that are present in our body or produce their action, that is the biomedical effect of a drug that are checked in a clinical trials. So in a clinical trial there are two goals are testing the medical treatment. First one is to learn whether they work well enough, called as the efficacy of a drug or effectiveness, and to learn whether they are the safer enough, or neither is an absolute criticism. So these are the main goal of a clinical trial. So in this trial, we check both the safety and efficacy are evaluated or relative to how the treatment is intended to be used. So the example of a clinical trials goals. For example, in this clinical trial, we identify the safety and the relative effectiveness of a treatment drug. For example, on a specific kind of a patient, we check the effectiveness and the safety of a medicament. Second one is at a varying dosages. The treatment drug are varying according to their dosages. For example, tablet form, liquid form, semi-solid doses form. This is called as at varying dosages. Then third one is for new indications. Drugs show their new indications in a different form. Then evaluation for improve efficacy in treating a condition as compared to the standard therapy for that condition. Then evaluation of a study drug or study devices related to two or more already approved common intervention for all the condition. These are the main goals of a clinical trial for the safety and the effectiveness of a medication. Similarly, in the drug or to the drug, medical or the surgical devices or the procedures may be subjected to the clinical trial, such as comparing different surgical approaches in a treatment. For example, fibroids and the subfibrillity. However, when clinical trials are unethical or logistically impossible in the surgical setting, that will be replaced. So, the in the case of clinical trial, the new drug or the drug that are to be introduced in a market for the any disease, or that is under the investigation, investigational studies, that drug are commonly classified into five phases under the clinical trials. Each phase of the drug approval process is treated as a separate clinical trial. So the drug development process will normally proceed through phase 1 to 4 over the many years, for frequently involving the decades or longer. If the drug successfully passes through the phases 1, 2 and the 3, it will be usually be approved by the FDA, that is National Regulatory Authority, for the use of a general population. So phase 4 trial, that is a post-marketing surveillance performed after the newly approved drug, diagnostic or device is marketed, providing assessment about the risk, benefit or best uses of that drug or that instrument. So the first phase, that is a phase 0. Phase 0 is also called as a microdosing phase. In this phase, we give a smaller dose of investigational drug to the human subject in amount of 1 by 100. So it is also called as a pharmacodynamic and the pharmacokinetic in the humans. So phase 0 trial are optional first in a human trial. So single subtherapeutic dose of the study drug or the treatment are given to the small number of subjects, typically 1 to 50, to gather preliminary data on the agent. So this phase 0, in this phase 0 there are microdosing dose given to the up to 10 to 50 peoples, or 10 to 50 volunteer for healthy volunteer for the treatment. Second one is a phase 1. In phase 1 we check the or screening for a safety. Phase 1 is also called as a human therapeutic or human pharmacological trial. So in this trial, often the first in a person trial, testing within a small group of people, typically 20 to 80 people are involved in the phase 1. So to evaluate the safety, determine the safe doses ranges and identify the side effect. To identify this type of studies, the phase 1 is conducted. The second one is a phase 2. Phase 2 is also called as a human therapeutic trial. In this trial, establishing the preliminary efficacy of a drug in a treatment group, usually against the placebo control group. So phase 2 is specifically designed to assess the dosing requirement, how much drug should be given or how much drug should be required for the patient, while a phase 2b trial is designed to determine the efficacy. In this trial, 100 to 300 people are required for providing this trial and assessing how well the drug work at the prescribed dose to establish the therapeutic dose range and monitor the for possible side effect. So then is a phase 3. Phase 3 is a final confirmation of safety and the efficacy. In this phase is also called as a human therapeutic or a human confirmation phase. In this phase we identify the safety and the efficacy of a drug. In this phase, typically 1000 to 3000 people are involved, or the group of people are involved for the check or find the efficacy and the effectiveness of a drug and monitor the side effect, compare it to the commonly used treatments, and then collect the information that we allow it to be used safety. And the last one is a phase 4. Phase 4 is a post marketing surveillance and the marketing trial. So in this case, we identify the safety studies during the selling or during the marketing of a treatment dog. So post-marketing studies delineated risks, benefit, and the optimal use. As such, they are ongoing during the drug's lifetimes of active medical use. So phase 4 are help to identify the excess side effect and the adverse effect that are occur during the administration of people during the marketing, called as phase 4. This is all about the clinical trial. Thank you.